Hello everyone. You are at Perfectly Imperfect Designs. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to make a fall wreath, and I'm using this sign. It's got the buffalo check wagon and the sunflowers, and you even have some leopard print in there. But I'm using this sign today, and I'll show you this. And I also have this sign. So this one with the leopard print is available in my shop along with this one. They have the same picture, different borders around them. But today I'm going to be making my wreath with this sign that has the buffalo check sunflower border. I'm also going to be using this white with border stripe deco mesh. I've got my pieces cut to 20 inches. I'm going to be doing the Ruffle Method. And I'm going to be using these ribbons. Let me show you both. I'm going to be using this with the yellow 2.5 inch and the 1.5 inch sunflower with the buffalo check inside. And this one, again with the yellow and the buffalo check on top. These ribbons and this sign are available in my shop. You will get 5 yards of this ribbon, 5 yards of the yellow, and 10 yards of this ribbon. So check that out if you want to make a wreath. Okay, let's get started. For the Ruffle Method, you just lay your mesh out. Turn it under. I turn mine under. And then I just ruffle my mesh going straight up the middle of it. Got a piece sticking to it. Trying not to veer off to one side or the other, because you want your ruffle to be the same size on both sides. So you have this. Just lay it down. I start on the outside perimeter of the wreath frame. Let me tell you a little bit about how I have the wreath frame. I have 8 pipe cleaners on the inside of the wreath frame. This is a 14-inch wreath frame from the Dollar Tree. I added my own pipe cleaners, Chanel stems, whatever you choose to call them. I have 8 on the inside and 10 on the outside. 8 pipe cleaners on the inside, 10 on the outside. So let's move on to the next one. Sometimes it's easier if you put something heavy on the end of it. I just kind of rock it back and forth, stay in the middle, making sure that my ruffle is the same on both sides. Then I go into the next one. Let me do a couple more, and then I will finish going around the wreath frame. So you don't have to sit and watch me put every single piece of mesh in. Because once you learn how to do it, or once you understand what I'm doing, you don't have to watch me do it 8 times, 10 times. One more and I'll finish going around. If you have trouble, just lay your mesh down, put something heavy on the end of it, curl it under, and ruffle your fingers up, pulling the mesh to you. And then place it down. My pipe cleaners are approximately 4 inches apart. Alright guys, I'm going to finish going around and I'll be back. Okay you guys, I completed going around the outside 10 pipe cleaners that I have. And now I'm just going to take the next piece of mesh. I have 8 pipe cleaners on the inside. And then I just go straight up the middle of the mesh. Grab it in the middle, making sure your sides are pretty even. And put it down into the next pipe cleaner on the inside row. And put it in there pretty tight. And then stand up your sides. Okay, I'll do one more on the I'll do one more on the inside. And then I will finish the inside and come back. The good thing about this is you don't have to put a lot of thought into your ribbon choices. or sign, because the sign and the ribbon are always going to match. So if you don't make wreaths and you don't want to put a lot of thought into what kind of sign to get, what kind of ribbons to get. Okay, I put 2 in. I'm going to put the remaining 6 on the inside ties, and I will be back. Okay, you guys, I've completed the wreath going around the inside and the outside of it. I have all 18 pipe cleaners full. Now I'm going to start adding my ribbons. And how I put these on is I just lay them down on the table, scrunch it up in the middle. I like for my ribbons to kind of come down and stand out. So what I'll be doing is using this one, this set of ribbons, and the other set of the ribbons, putting them in every other one all the way around. And I start them on the outside bottom. And this is what this one looks like. If you think the wreath is transparent, it's not going to be when I get done. I have some sunflowers and stuff to put in it. Okay, so now I'll be putting the next set of ribbons in. And again, this is just an easy way to make a wreath without having to put a whole lot of thought in it, because I do make the signs myself. I don't make the ribbon, but I sell the ribbon that matches the signs that I make. And here's the buffalo check and the yellow. So that looks really cute together. And it looks really cute with the sign. I'm going to finish putting my ribbons on the outer perimeter on the bottom. And I'll be back when I get around before we do the inside. Okay, you guys, I've completed the bottom of it. I have the ribbons around the outside perimeter of the wreath. That's what we're getting so far. Okay, now I'm going to start putting them in the 8 pipe cleaners that I have on the inside. And you can either lay it down and scrunch it like how I showed you, or you can just hold it in your hand and pinch it like this. Just whichever way you're comfortable with. There is no certain way of doing it. Just whatever look you're trying to get. So I put that in there, and then I'm just going to pull my ribbons up. And I like to spread mine out like this, keeping my pipe cleaners up. And then the next one, again, I'm doing every other tie or every other ribbon set around the inside perimeter of the wreath. And I have 8 ties on the inside. Okay, this is how the inside ribbons look. So I'll do one more, and then I'm going to finish putting the ribbons in the inside ring. If you want to get your wreath form from Hobby Lobby, you can do that as well. It's called a work wreath form. I don't prefer a work wreath form that I buy, only because I don't like the gaps in the side of it. Where I live, most people have a storm door. So for me to make a wreath that fits between a house door and a storm door, I can't make it very thick if I'm making it for someone local. You know, if I'm shipping it to a state that they don't have a lot of storm doors, then I can really bulk up my wreath. I'm going to put some sunflowers in this one when I get done. And then pull your ribbons out. I just find it easier this way because everything's already matched up. I'm going to finish the inside ring with the ribbons, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I am all the way finished with the inside ribbons. Now I'm going to take my sign and put the pipe cleaners in the back of it. I have these mounting tabs that I get from Amazon. I'll have them linked below. Or you can use a metal hole punch. I have pre-made the bow. Sometimes I like to take my pipe cleaners and curl them down. So I'm going to go around and finish curling down the pipe cleaners so they're not sticking out. And I'll be back when I finish doing that. Okay guys, I have all my pipe cleaners turned down. Give you a closer shot of the bow. Here's the bow that I pre-made. I love it. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is put my sign on. And sometimes I don't know if I like it. I want you guys to be able to see, so I may put it on the side and then put my bow on this side. Or I could put my sign at the top for me, the way I'm looking at it, and the bottom for the bow. That looks cute as well. But I think if I put the bow at the top and the sign at the bottom, I'd have to cut my tails practically off because I won't have enough room. So that's out. I think I'm going to go with my bow to my left and with my bow to my right and my sign to the left. Now I like to put my sign on first. What I use to help me do it is this yarn needle or darning needle. That way I can just push this pipe cleaner through my mesh, and it gives my sign something to stand up on. Through there, poke it down in there, tie these two together underneath. Then I have two more. Do the same with this. Through the mesh. I don't want to pull it really, really tight because I don't want my sign to be like indented in the wreath. I just want it to kind of freely set up on top of the mesh. And I can tie these together underneath. And of course, I always put a back on my wreath so you don't see all the mechanics underneath. And then I'm going to put my bow on this side. I'm going to turn it around your way so you can see what I've got going on. And I'm also going to use the needle. It's a plastic darning needle. You can get these at Wreath Decor by Dawn. Like I said, I want it to be firmly on here, but I really don't want it to sink that much. Let me turn it back around my way. Fluff up my bow a bit. I do not like to curl my 2.5 inch ribbons, so I dovetail them. But I curl under the 2.5 inch ribbon by just simply rubbing my fingers through it. And it curls down like that. And I think I'm just going to curl down these. And then I will curl my sunflower ribbon. And then I have these. So what I do is I just take this and curl it on up like this. And pull this down. So it gives it that cute little spiral curl. Okay, same with this one. I'm going to spiral curl it up. And then pull it out and bring it down. So these two are curled and look cute. Alright guys, let's add a few sunflowers. Let me know in the comments if you would have put your bow like this on the side or if you would have put it on the top with the bow at the bottom. Alright, here's the sunflowers that I have. I'm only going to be using 3 of them. And I think I want to use the leaves as well because in the sign you can see all the leaves of the sunflower. And it's got leaves in the wagon that's holding the sunflowers and the pumpkin. So I'm just going to start by cutting off. Okay, I'm going to start adding the sunflowers. I have my glue gun plugged in. Put some glue on there. Definitely want one right here. You want to make sure your ribbons are the way you want them before you start adding embellishments. Okay, the next one. I'll put it right here. I'm only going to use 3 sunflowers because objects in set of 3 are more appealing to the eye. And it keeps your eye moving. When you look at a wreath, you're supposed to be able to look at one spot and your eye flows around the wreath. I don't want them like really in your face. I would rather just have subtle touches of sunflowers. Okay, I think I'm going to put one right up here above the sign. Little hints of sunflower sticking out. I do not want it to be overwhelmed with sunflowers. Okay, I'm going to put this one over here. That looks cute there. Now I'm going to turn my wreath and look for my next spot to put my third one. I'm thinking right up here above this sign. Okay, I want to put my very last sunflower about right here. Okay, that's it for the sunflowers. I'll fluff out my bow a little bit more. I didn't know if I should add some greenery to this. If you get the sign and ribbon kit, you will have enough for your ribbon tails and a bow. Okay guys, this is the completed wreath with the sunflowers added. Let's see if I can get it straight. Alright, hold on just a minute and I will hold this up for you. And I will get a picture of this outside as well. So hold on just a second and I will hold this up for you. Don't forget to check out my signs and ribbon combos in my Etsy, which is listed below. My Etsy shop is Perfectly Imperfect, one word, US. So it's perfectly, capital M, perfect, US. All one word. There you can find signs, ribbons, wreaths, and whatever your heart desires. So hold on just 1 minute. Okay, you guys, this is the completed wreath. Hopefully I've got that where you can see it. I added, well, of course, I put the sunflowers on it. I added some leaves in here because of the border of the sign has sunflower leaves on it. And so I put some in the bow. I also added these buffalo check pumpkins. I only had 2 of them, so I put those on there. But anyway, here it is. Please visit my shop that's listed below for signs and ribbon sets or signs, just 3 signs. Please like, subscribe, share with your family and friends. And if you would, please ring the bell for notifications and select all. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.